Деймон Вилсон има работено во американската администрација и во администрацијата на НАТО. Сега е подпредседател на Атлантскиот совет на Соединетите Американски држави. Со него разговараме по добивањето на поканата за членство во НАТО за Македонија. Господине Вилсон, која е придобивката и за НАТО од проширувањето за уште една земја членка?
Frosina, this has been a tough summit. Everybody's listened to President Trump. They've heard the rhetoric. There were a lot of concerns about this. There's been some tough exchanges. So I think one of the important reasons that the decision on Macedonia is important, we had some great news today. This is historic news. This was the positive news coming out of day one of the summit. Despite these differences within the family, despite some sharp political words, allies came together to decide that they would stand by their word from 2008, that if there were an agreement on the name with Athens, that Skopje would be invited to join the alliance. And that came to fruition today. So I think it is actually important because it was almost a badge of confidence in the alliance. It gave a sense of good news out of the leader deliberations. But I think importantly for the alliance, it also demonstrated that our word is credible, and that if we've made a commitment about open door, that if countries actually meet the conditions, they will be welcomed. And I think that story played out in Macedonia, particularly because we've now had a government in Skopje and Athens that worked this out, and the alliance is ready to meet its end of the bargain and welcome them. It sends a very important signal, not just to Macedonia, but to the region and to other aspirants.
Поканата Македонија добива сега, но ќе стане членка откако ќе го спроведе договорот за името со Грција. Како гледате на ова?
Right. I mean, the good news is that the alliance leaders took a decision to begin accession talks and invite the country to begin accession talks now. That's great. But it is important, and the leaders made it clear, that to run through this process, to finally accede as a member, the implementation of the name agreement needs to be done. That means there's some tough work ahead. We have to watch this play out in the parliament in both countries, the referendum in Macedonia as well. So there's some tough spade work to be done, but I see what comes out of Brussels today as giving sort of wind to the sails of the politicians that now have to deliver this agreement at home.
Постојат стравувања дека референдумот во Македонија може да не биде успешен. Ако се случи тоа, какво ќе биде сценариото потоа според вас?
Well, sure, this could be tough. I mean, this is politics. These are real issues. But I think what we've seen that's really struck me throughout this is we've seen incredible leadership. We've seen incredible leadership in Athens and Skopje. That there are leaders that are willing to take risks and do what they think is right for their countries and for their people. And I think that will be put to the test in a referendum. And this will be really a question to the people of Macedonia, North Macedonia. Do they want to join NATO and the EU and thereby change the name to achieve that strategic objective? I mean, it's a pretty clear choice about where the strategic orientation of the country lies. You know, I'm pretty confident that that's where the center of gravity is among the people of the country, but we're democracies. That's the beauty and the challenge of this, is that the people have a say. So I hope that the summit gives a positive signal to the voters, but at the end of the day, it's going to be up to them. They've got a big decision to take, but taking a decision, which can be tough, it unlocks NATO membership and I think EU membership as well. So that's what the voters will have to decide.
Што мислите за руското влијание во Македонија на Балканот? Колку е тоа силно и големо периодов?
We would be naive not to think about or be concerned about Russian influence in the region. I mean, look what happened in Montenegro. An attempted assassination, an attempted coup. I mean, these are some real serious concerns. You've seen this play out already in Skopje, and we've seen Russian efforts to sow division, to create problems there. Just today, Greece, I think, took a very important step, a very courageous step, to expel 2 Russian diplomats because of their involvement in fomenting opposition to the name deal. We understand their tactics. Let's not be naive about this. The Russians have been pretty clear, publicly and privately, that they don't support this and that they'll actually do what they can to disrupt it. I think that should be a unifying theme that brings the people of the 2 countries, of Greece and North Macedonia, together on this issue, to stand up and for them to be able to determine their own destiny, their own future, and their own future as allies, despite the campaign that we've seen. And I'm pretty confident that, you know, look, the Russian tactics can disrupt, sow confusion, but they aren't out to build anything. It's the people of the region. I hope that NATO leaders, EU leaders, they actually want to build something to provide security, a security umbrella, certainty on security that allows for political cooperation and that fosters economic growth. We're going to build that through this series of decisions. And the Russians just want to try to disrupt things. So I think it will be a problem. I think it's an issue. But I'm actually quite confident that what's on offer to the people, the voters, the members of parliament, is far more attractive for them to see their country embedded in NATO and then I hope in the European Union.
Господин Вилсон, ви благодарам на одвоеното време.
Thank you, it's my pleasure.